Hello, I'm Dave Jibson, managing editor of Third Wednesday magazine. In this video, I'm going to discuss with you Sijo, a concise Korean poetic form. Sijo consists of 3 lines each containing 14 to 16 syllables, totaling 44 to 46 syllables. These lines feature a midpoint pause akin to a caesura, although it need not adhere to any specific meter. The first half of each line encompasses 6 to 9 syllables, while the second half should contain no fewer than 5. Originally, Sijo, which literally means short song, were intended to be sung. They typically explore themes of romance, metaphysics, and spirituality. Regardless of the topic, ideally the first line introduces the topic or narrative, the second elaborates the theme, and the third offers a closure, often with a twist. In modern times, Sijo are often presented in 6 lines. Traditional Sijo lacked titles, while contemporary ones may or may not be titled. Sijo shares some characteristics with other poetic forms that are perhaps more familiar to us. The 14 to 16 syllable line, for example, closely resembles the length of haiku. It also closely parallels the American sentence as imagined by the beat poet Allen Ginsberg. Emily Dickinson was known to favor poems written in common meter, which feature alternating lines of 4 beats and 3 beats, usually for a total of 14 syllables. Common meter is a staple in songs like House of the Rising Sun, The Yellow Rose of Texas, and Amazing Grace. First, I want to read you 2 traditional Sijo. First is by Utak, who has lived between 1262 and 1342. So you can see the form is very old. This is Utak. The spring breeze melted snow on the hills, then quickly disappeared. I wish I could borrow it briefly to blow over my hair and melt away the aging frost forming now about my ears. And the second is by Wang Qin-yi, who lived from 1522 to 1565. Oh, that I might capture the essence of this deep winter night and fold it softly into the waft of a spring moon quilt, then fondly uncoil it in the night my beloved returns. So you can see Sijo is a very concise form, similar in tone to what we're used to in haiku, but actually allows for substantially more subject matter and a little more description and a little firmer conclusion. And that's why I like it so much. Next, I want to read you some Sijo of my own, many from the book The Way of the River, Sijo Poetry in English. I wrote this book and made it available in print at Amazon for a minimal cost, and it can be downloaded free of charge in PDF format at my own website, which is davidkjibson.com. The first of my Sijo is an untitled poem that was a second place winner in the annual Sejong Cultural Society Sijo competition in 2024. I'll talk more about that later. On the night I was born, my father bought 2 bottles of champagne. He drank one and saved one to drink with me when I turned 21. He didn't know that champagne wouldn't keep that long, nor would he. December. The long night moon rises as I struggle to finish this poem. She closes her book and heads up the stairs without a word. Embers in the fireplace cool like those of a long marriage. On a long drive. On a long drive, I sometimes imagine you sitting next to me. I look at you in the passenger seat, and you are young again. You look over at me and you say, how long till we're home? The Way of the River. This is my title poem from the book. As a young girl, my mother learned the way of the river, what might cause a ripple, how currents and eddies are alive. Don't fight the current, she'd say. Let it take you where you want to go. The Empty Room. I hate football, grandmother told me, but I miss the sound of him watching his favorite team while I cook the Sunday pot roast. So I keep the television on in the empty living room. Plastic shopping bag. Caught in the limbs of a leafless oak, a plastic shopping bag shreds in a raw January wind. I know just how you feel, I tell the hapless bag. Winters have become hard for me too. Wire hangers. Two entwined like lovers, a Chinese puzzle, a ring of keys. When disturbed, empty ones clatter with the tone of muted bells. My favorite wears a blue dress, empire waist, ruffle at the hem. The falls. The way the frozen mist of Niagara clung to your eyelashes, you looked like a chorus girl, about to break into song. That's all I remember about that night, our last trip together. This one is called Midnight Snow. It's been falling since morning, weighing down the branches of the trees. I carry in an armload of seasoned oak for the wood stove. Our shadow puppets begin their dance across the kitchen ceiling. Now, the best source to learn about the history and writing of Sijo is the website of the Sejong Cultural Society. Sejong spelled Sejong, and the website is sejongculturalsociety.org. The Society's mission is to advance awareness and understanding of Korean cultural heritage among people in the United States by reaching out to younger generations through contemporary, creative, and fine arts. The site contains links to video lectures on Sijo, as well as articles on writing and teaching Sijo at various levels. The Society holds an annual competition open to residents in Canada and the United States for several age groups, and publishes the winning entries. Now, a word or two about writing Sijo. If you've already been writing haiku, which who hasn't, one of the things you might do is explore some of your old haiku and see what might very easily be expanded into Sijo. So you can make a fuller poem out of something that you've already started writing. I went through many of my regular free verse poems to see what might be adaptable and found several that I could turn into something entirely new using the Sijo form. Now, keep in mind also, you don't have to, once you've written a Sijo, stay with a Sijo. If it gives you entry into some other poem, all the better. Sijo can be just one of the tools in your toolbox. One thing I like to do is to write a poem and see how I can slide it into the Sijo format, making Sijo stanzas. So I will have several of them strung together into a single poem. And they may not end up being Sijo with respect to the definition of the syllable counts, etc. So it's just a form that can get you started and get you moving. You can write them as purely Sijo as you like, or you can use them as a jumping off point to something even greater. I want to thank you for watching. I hope I've inspired you, and hope you give this poetic form a try. That's all for now. Thank you. Once again, I'm Dave Jibson, Managing Editor of Third Wednesday magazine. Goodbye.